Hello fellow simmers and welcome to another speed build. Today we are in Newcrest building a modern house. So the last several videos I've done, I've been doing more community type lots, but this time I really wanted to go back to my roots and just do a regular residential house. So I decided to go with a modern one. I did find a picture, well, it was a rendering of a house, a modern house online, and so that's what this house is based off of. So right now I'm just kind of getting the shell situated. There, building houses based off of a picture can be a bit challenging sometimes because the sizing doesn't always quite work, the dimensions don't quite work. So there was a lot of trial and error. So like with the balcony up top, getting it wide enough to be able to walk through but still have some of the features that the house in the picture had. And it was just kind of challenging. And then of course, I did change a little bit. Like the roof, I have it like in these different platforms. Like all the way at the top, I have like one big platform, then like a little step up to another one. So there's like 3 platform heights altogether up there. And then right on top of the first floor, I've got 2 different platform heights. And none of that was in the picture that I was basing this off of. But I just wanted to give it a little bit more character, so I used a bunch of platforms. I also don't think the picture had an actual front porch. I added that in as well. So I did take some liberties. I did change quite a bit about the house, but it ends up turning out really cute in my opinion. The house in the picture, it was, like a typical modern house. It was very minimalistic looking, but my house by the end, I end up turning it into like a house for like someone who's into like gardening and flower arranging. So there are flowers and flower pots everywhere by the time I'm done with it. And it's so green and flowery and pretty, and I really like it. So I did use a lot of half walls as well because I didn't really want to put fencing all around the top. I wanted the roof, like all of the roof to be accessible like to a sim. But I also didn't want to put a bunch of fencing up there. It's not like they can walk off the edge, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But it's that idea, as if they could. As if they were real little people. So I used half walls, and the cool thing with the half walls is that with all the new heights that we have, you can like make it look just right. And I placed mine so that they were the right height to put in a little bit of fencing to add a little bit of character up here. So right here you can see me adding in some fencing, which actually was a feature in the picture. It did have what looked like, half walls up on the roof, and then it had the fences in these areas that I'm adding it right now. But I did struggle a little bit because it it had like what looked like pillars at the front of the house, and they're not there right now because I'm replacing it with like the little squares with the walls. But their pillars were like, they were thicker than the pillars that we have available to us in The Sims, but they were smaller than building, a little box with the walls. So I was really having issues deciding what to do, and I just settled on just using like just a single piece of wall, which you can see I just did a second ago. I just put one piece of wall there, and that's my pillar. I think it looks a lot nicer that way than it did with actual pillars or the little boxes built with the walls. So I think the shell is basically done. I've got all the little weird roof pieces in place. The stairs are there. The roof, you can kind of see up there, I've got some rocks. I used that like rocky roof tile up there, and then I put the Zen Garden rocks from Snowy Escape up there, and I end up turning it into a rock garden. But these windows match the windows in the picture that I was using like perfectly, at least as perfectly as the Sims can get to a picture, random picture you find online. But they have like the 3 panes, and they looked really similar. But I kind of wanted to go for like a darker brown or black kind of thing, and none of the fencing that I found was really working. So I switched to these windows, which are still pretty similar. They're still approximately the same shape. They have like little rectangular window panes, but not quite the same as the picture. But they ended up working really well because I really wanted to go with like the whole house is white, so I wanted that dark contrast. So I didn't want to switch to that more orangey wood tone that I had briefly looked at. So that's what we did. We just changed the windows. So the back wall here is really bland because of course the picture I was basing it off of, I only had a view of like two sides of the house. So the back two sides are really bad. I put a bunch of windows there on the left. You can see the 6 tall windows. And then I was like, what am I going to do with this back? Because it's like 2 stories high and completely flat, no windows on it. So I threw a pool back there. So we've got a pool. And I ended up turning it into like this back little garden area with the pool. I put some windows back there, a back door so you can get out there through the house. Because I also fence it in so nobody can go back there. And in The Sims, they like to just show up at your house and go back there and cook on the grill. So I fenced it in. Nobody's going to be coming back there and using your grill and leaving food all over the place. So we are good. And actually, I do end up using some CC in this build, so I'm not actually going to upload it to the gallery. But, you know, I wanted to use what I had available because like I said, it ends up turning into a house for a gardener slash flower arranger. And I have this CC pack, what's it called? Cottage Garden, I think. But I really wanted to use a bunch of the items from that, so I did. So yeah, it will not be on the gallery, but hopefully you enjoy watching it here. It turns out, it's so pretty at the end. I was quite pleased with it. But then of course, because I'd done all that platform stuff on the roof, I ended up having trouble upstairs with the bedroom because then the bedroom was a lower height than the platforms out on the roof. So I ended up having to put like platform stairs inside in order to go from the bedroom out the door onto the roof area. So there was that. It ended up making the bedroom a lot smaller than it would have been because of those stairs being there. But it ends up working out. I mean, they have everything they need in the bedroom. They have a bed, a nightstand, a dresser, a mirror. So, I mean, not a big deal. And really, I don't like furnishing real big rooms. I've never lived in a place that's real big. I mean, you can see my bedroom here behind me. I've got my bed and like my TV stand and then my desk, which obviously you can't see, but it's not too far away from the bed. So I wouldn't know what else to put in here. I have a bookshelf, but that's about it. I don't know what I don't know what people put in big bedrooms. I just don't. So, yeah, it looks like I've finished all the house stuff, so now I've moved on to decorating. I almost always either start with the bathroom or the kitchen. I don't know. It's kind of funny, isn't it? But yeah, so here I'm doing the kitchen. I kind of stuck with the black theme. It kind of goes with the windows. So the whole kitchen is like all black and white, but it turns out really cute. Black and white is like my favorite theme, so I do it a whole lot. So everything's either usually black or white or like brown, like dark brown. Every once in a while I'll play around with light brown, but I'm not the greatest with color schemes. That's okay though. We're just here to have fun. Oh my gosh. So I put those blinds in, and I really liked the blinds, and I did not want to get rid of the blinds, but they were clipping into the sink, as most things tend to do in the kitchen if you've got a sink and windows above it and you want curtains. So just playing around, I pulled the whole counter out from the wall a little bit so that the sink wasn't clipping with them anymore. And with these particular counters, it actually kind of worked. I pulled it out and I was like, that actually looks okay, so I left it. And that's just how the kitchen is. The sink kind of just juts out a little bit. And it works. I was really trying to go for like a cluttered kitchen because I don't know, most kitchens that I've ever been in are pretty cluttered. Like there's generally a bunch of stuff on the counters, and they tend to turn into catch-alls where people throw their bags and, their wallet, their their travel mugs. At least that's what my kitchen looks like and my family's kitchens. But so yeah, I tried to get a whole bunch of stuff on the counter. Some dishes, the little serving tray I thought was really cute. I put the paper towels on top of the microwave because I needed a microwave, but I didn't want it to be too far away from the stove or the fridge, and that was really the only counter I had available other than the one over in the corner. But I hate how the microwaves look on the corner counters because they kind of like hang over the corner, and I don't like it. Oh, I have these stairs, so I thought it would be really cute to kind of like nestle the computer desk underneath it, because I didn't want it over here because the living room already wasn't very big. So I didn't want it to be over here in the living room area, or else I wasn't going to have room for living room furniture. So I put it under the stairs, and it fits there really well. So I think right around here, when I start adding the plants, is about the time that I decide that this is going to be a house for someone into plants. Because I have that back room over to the side of the stairs, and I hadn't yet decided what I wanted to do with it. I didn't really want another bedroom. I like small houses. I think at this point it may have been established that I prefer to build smaller houses. So I didn't want to do another bedroom. And I wanted it to be some sort of like room that's associated with an activity or some sort of skill. So after I started placing the plants with that picture on the wall of the plant, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a house for someone who absolutely loves plants. I love all the dishes that I have in my CC. You got like coffee cups, regular drinking glasses, plates, bowls, pots and pans, and I just love it. It actually makes the kitchen like come alive and look like a real kitchen. I only just downloaded CC like the last month or two, and it's so hard to not use it sometimes. Like if I'm trying to build a build now where I upload it to the gallery so other people can use it as well, I have to be like, no, okay, you can't use the CC. It's just so tempting. And so much of it is so well made and it's so pretty. The color scheme in this living room, though, by the way, is quite eclectic. I've got like maroon and blue and pink and yellow, and I don't even know what's going on in this living room. It ended up looking really cute somehow. I don't know how I managed it, but I made it all tie together one way or the other. I put that little like wall leaning painting there under the stairs. It's kind of shoved back there in the corner. I'm looking like this, like I can look under the stairs. Sorry, I do that all the time. But anyway, so yeah, I just kind of shoved it back under there, and it looks really cute back there. Like that's something someone would do in real life. Like if they have this painting they haven't hung up yet, they would put it somewhere where it's out of the way. And in this particular house, that little nook right there under the stairs, perfect place to put something so that it's not in your way all the time. I love bookshelves and all these like shelving, just shelving units in general, where it has all those slots that you can put stuff. I love finding like all the little clutter items that I can add to the bookshelf to just kind of, make it more cluttered. I don't know, but you can like pick and choose what kind of clutter you want to put in there, and kind of like it just adds a lot of personality to the house, I think. I've been working really hard on getting better at using clutter items. All right, so right here, oh yeah, right here's where I start the little flower room. So I've got the little flower arranging station back there, and I went back because I thought I had finished the windows, but then once I decided this was going to be a flower arranging room, I decided that it needed to have glass windows on all sides. So it's kind of like a little flower arranging slash sunroom. So I added the windows, got the flower station in, and then I started adding a bunch of other little flowery things. So I've got that thing on the left with all the little like wall planters. I don't know what you would even call those. But it's got that, and then it's got the thing above the flower arranging station with all the little flowers in it. And then I put this table behind the station next to the windows, and I just covered it with all the like gardening clutter that I could find. I also really love those little garden pavers? What would those be called? The little garden liners, the little wood things. Those are just so adorable. And it's something so basic. Yet so many houses have stuff like that, whether they're like the bricks or the little plastic things, or in this case, these little like half wood thing, you know, little wood pieces that are cut in half. But a lot of people put those in their gardens, and it's just so brilliant that someone thought to put that into The Sims. See, it's the little things. It's just those little details. I don't know that I have ever built a house where I do not use those bushes. They're probably like my favorite plant in the game, which is probably really lame. I'm not going to apologize for it though, because they just really go absolutely anywhere. I really just had so much fun building this little outdoor garden area. I loved doing that like really overdone flower bed because it's got like so many different types of flowers in there. It's just like overrun. And then those planters, which are from the CC pack as well, are just really cute. Like I've got the little watering can on the ground, all those like metal containers with all the plants in them that I have around. It was really fun, and it's super cute. I really want a garden in real life. I'm so bad with plants though. I think I may have talked about this in another video, but I kill everything I touch when it comes to greenery. I think I had a plant once. I'd gotten it for Mother's Day, and I kept it alive for almost a whole year. And I went on vacation, and I had someone staying at my house while I was gone, and I asked them to water the plant for me while I was gone, and they didn't. And I was gone for like 2 or 3 weeks, so when I came back it was dead, and it was the longest I had ever kept a plant alive, and I was devastated. I was so sad. But other than that, right now I have an aloe plant. Speaking of which, I remembered earlier today that I don't know when the last time I watered it was. So I should probably go do that after this video. But luckily, aloe plants they're very strong plants. It takes a lot to kill them. At least I haven't killed mine yet. And you don't have to water them super often, so it should be fine. But yeah, I could never do a whole garden. It wouldn't be a garden, it'd be a cemetery. Oh, here's my rock garden. See, I could keep a rock garden. I can take care of a rock. I'm really good at that. Oh, jeez. But I did throw a couple of the little, like, succulent type plants in there. Stuff that would grow in, you know, rocks somewhere that doesn't have a whole lot of soil or water. Yeah, you can clearly see that I just started going crazy with the plants. I've got like the plants around the corner here, the plants there under the stairs. I'm adding more plants over here on the little balcony area. Like, I put them in every spot that I could find. Oh, and this is probably my favorite part of the whole build. So I put the base game little round planters here, and then a couple of the little square ones that came in the cottage pack. But then I used like plants from you know, in game, and I just kind of like sized them all down and raised them up and put them in all the little planters, and it turned out absolutely adorable. Look at them. It's like making your own little potted plants. They're so cute. And then we've got the bedroom. The bedroom is quite simple, like I said, because those stairs are in here. So it did take out a lot of space in here. I tried putting that there, but I wasn't sure that a sim could get through there, so I took it back out. But yeah, so I put just a little nightstand there. And then instead of that tall dresser, I put a dresser back here at the top of the step. So it works. It's cramped, but it's comfy. I really like having corner windows like these ones right here, but it can be really difficult sometimes because putting curtains on them is kind of hard, because especially if they have curtain rods, because the curtain rods run into each other and they clip and it looks really bad. on most of them, but those particular curtains, I think those are CC curtains, but they, since they're kind of sheer, they don't really, the clipping doesn't look bad, so they worked really well in that room. So the house is finished. I've finished all the building and the decorating, so now I'm just finishing up with the terrain paint and one last minute tree. I had one more tree, but that should be it. I'm pretty much finished. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Drop a comment to let me know what you thought. Hit subscribe if you want to know what we're up to next time. And don't forget to let me know in the comments if you found where the duck is. And I will hopefully see everybody next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.